English language will be much better. On the first hand, I would like to suggest you another word is DEBT. We pronounce it debt, but sorry to say it's debt. So to write 5 words on daily basis. Try to make a list of 5 words and try to write them.
So we have our speaker, नेशनल डिबेटर फैसल गुल साहब। वो अपनी तारीफ खुद है। मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ गलत ना होगा कि वो अपनी तारीफ खुद हैं, क्योंकि ये BS इन इंग्लिश हैं और हमारे नेशनल डिबेटर हैं और ये लेक्चरर एट मीडिया फाउंडेशन कॉलेज कासिमाबाद। Am I right, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Am
you
I
are right.
audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you.
Okay. As you all know that English is one of the most spoken language. English plays a very important role in our society, in our career, in development of our personality. And we all know that English is one of the most spoken language. And we all know English is a language of lingua franca. So let me tell you some of little introduction of English language and why we learn English language, some of the facts related with English language. So, lingua franca means a language that is adopted as a common language between speakers whose native languages are different. It means if I'm mother tongue is Sindhi language and I'm speaking English language is my second language, so it will be called as a lingua franca. So majority of the people are speaking English language. That is the reason that mostly people want to speak in English language, want to be fluent in English language. So there is a dire need of practice. Another fact I'm going to share to you, more than 372 million people has English as their first language. Look at the ratio, what a massive ratio people are speaking English language. The reason is quite simple. They have worked on their language, they are developing their language. So currently there is a new word created every 98 minutes. Means in 98 minutes they are creating one word of English language and they are adding to dictionary. If we are experimenting it, 14 words per day are added to the vocabulary. From this we can gauge that vocabulary of English language is increasing on daily basis. They are developing daily basis. That is the reason that majority of people wanted to speak English language, because they have given worth to their English language. Now I want to tell you some of the important tips. If you are going to speak English language, you must consider these tips. If you are considering these tips, your English language will be much better. On the first hand, I would like to suggest you to develop fluency in reading. Majority of students wanted to speak English, but unfortunately, they even do not pronounce word in a correct manner. English language in their mind will be very different. When they start speaking English language, they will be stuck. To curb these meanings, you have to read loudly on daily basis. If you complete one page in 5 minutes, now what you have to do is to practice. Now you have to complete a page within 1 minute, because practice makes man perfect. Because those students who has dream in their mind, they wanted to speak English language, but even if they do not pronounce a word in a correct manner, it will be very difficult. It will be a mere dream for a student who wants to speak English language. So on the first hand, enhance your reading. Fluency in reading is the first key of speaking English language. If you are going to read any book, if you are going to read any novel, if you are going to read any literature piece, if your fluency in reading is much better, you can perform very well in English language. Now I'm going to share you another tip, and if you are going to apply, it will be very beneficial for you. As you all know, that vocabulary plays very important role. Vocabulary is the building block of any language, not only English language, but vocabulary plays a very important role in every language. there is a question in my mind: why we people speak Sindhi language in a better way as compared to English language? The reason is quite simple, because we are much familiar with the vocabulary of Sindhi language. We are much familiar with vocabulary of Urdu language. That is the main reason that we speak our mother tongue in a fluent manner. But when we are switching to English language, we become pal. We stuck. The English that is in our mind will be much different as when we start communicating in English language. So, to curb this menace, I have a good solution for this. If you are going to write 5 words on daily basis, try to make a list of 5 words and try to write the meaning of those 5 words. And let me tell you, write the correct pronunciation of those 5 words which you are going to write on daily basis, because pronunciation is one of the major issue that is faced by Pakistani student or Indian student. Because when we are in childhood age, we are induced with wrong vocabulary. For example, the word is career, career counseling, but what we are pronouncing carrier. So this is the mistake. And another word is reen. It's not correct pronunciation. Reign. We pronounce it rain. Another word, year. Year. And majority of the students are pronouncing ear. Another word is debt. We pronounce it debt, but sorry to say, it's debt. So these are the pronunciation mistake. If a person wants to speak English language, he must overcome the pronunciation mistake. But if you are making pronunciation mistake, it will be very much difficult for you to speak English language. Afterward, I'm going to tell you a tip. If you want to speak well, speak like a debater, speak like an orator, I'm going to share you a tip. You have to speak to yourself in front of a mirror. If you are hesitating, if you do not have confidence, stand in front of mirror and speak to yourself. Speaking yourself will give you confidence, will boost your confidence. For example, if I'm giving myself a topic about global warming, about importance of education or current situation of Pakistan, now I will be there only to answer my question and try to record your speech more than 5 minutes. For example, the current situation of Pakistan is good. The democracy has been implemented in Pakistan. Now you are going to record your speech. After recording your speech, what you have to do is to listen your speech. If you are going to listen your speech, you will know the flaws, you will know the problems, you will know the mistakes which you people are doing. For example, majority of the students has using wrong forms of verb. Majority of the students are using incorrect speech. What you have to do is to listen your speech. If you are going to listen your speech, you will know the flaws, you will know the problems, you will know the mistakes which you people are doing. For example, majority of the students has using wrong forms of verb. Majority of the students are using incorrect. You are going to listen videos of foreign speaker, that will push you, that will give you motivation for learning English language. So try to think for the fruit that you may get after the result. So motivation plays very important role. When you are going to read something, read again and again. It will be I think within 5 to 10 days you will become habitant of learning English language or reading it. Alinova said, then why everyone is giving knowledge about English if English is just a language? English is just a language. I already told you, English is not the knowledge. In here, the concept is very much different. From our childhood, it has been induced that English is a source of knowledge, but genuinely speaking, English is a language, not a knowledge. One cannot gauge someone's intelligence that if he knows English language, he will be much better. But It plays an important role. If you know English language, you will be given superiority in English language. Ashraf Ali said, which sir, which language is more spoken in the world? The real fact is that Chinese are much developing their language, but English language is above all, because English, I already told you, English is a language of air. Means all pilots must know English language. Don't matter which country they belongs to, whether they belongs to Pakistan, China, Canada, or any other country. He must know English language. And now English language has been categorized. English language has made easy. They introduced a term called ESP, English for specific purpose. For example, if a doctor wants to learn English language, English for specific purpose means learning English language for specific purpose. English for engineer, English for doctor, English for tourist, English for businessman. So English is has been fragmented by these kind of the situations. Another question, if you have, and if you are facing any problem, Jamal Rahujo said by listening and reading. Yes, reading and listening plays very important role in English language. If you are committed in reading, if you are committed in speaking, you will be one of the great speaker of English language. Another question, if you have, you might be facing while learning English language, you can ask from me. I'm going to answer your questions. Jamal Rahujo, thank you, sir. Welcome. Alina was said, suggest a book for. So, according to my point of view, English is just a language, but English will give you confidence, English will give you a sense of satisfaction, and English will give you one of the massive opportunities for going ahead.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you have any question in comment box? So, question, I would request you to write down your question if you have any. We would appreciate as well if you ask more and more questions. Reach out कर सकते हैं आपके जो भी question हो हमारे पास अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह